If you saw yesterday, it's been a time, Roseanne got canceled very swiftly after tweeting some abhorrent things on Twitter. She was calling out Valerie Jarrett, who is a former aide to President Barack Obama. Let's see the tweet that spawned this.
Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes equals VJ, which stands for Valerie Jarrett.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. And swiftly, it was deleted.
Deleted it very quickly.
And swiftly following that, ABC Entertainment President Shannon Dungy said Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and we have decided to cancel her show. So that happened lickety-split real quickly. And then Wanda Sykes, actually before the cancellation happened, announced that she would be stepping down. She is a consulting producer, was a consulting producer on the first revival of the show. She would not be returning. And then what we've been dealing with recently, we're taping this on Wednesday, Roseanne has just been issuing weird sort of apologies. Following this, of course, she has already retweeted a number of people defending her, so it totally undercuts that tweet. Yeah. And yeah, she does say that she has odd ambient experiences, and that's sort of the latest pickup of the story. Roseanne got canceled. A lot of people agree with the cancellation of this. Yeah. And now she's sort of backpedaling and saying that it was an ambient experience. What I have been reading is that basically Roseanne has always pushed the line, and ABC finally drew a line. What is your take on this?
Yeah, so why do you think they finally drew their line here? And do you think they did the right thing by canceling the show?
Oh yeah,
that employs a ton of people that are gonna be really negatively affected by this.
That's the thing. I was like, oh my gosh, what about these other actors and actresses who weren't a part of this tweet, who now are out of a job?
Or think about, I mean, like line producers.
Yeah, everybody that's involved with that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things I read in that was that somebody said there was only one decision and it was the right decision. And I think that this was the right choice. Why this was, you know, the final straw that broke the camel's back, because she has been known to say things that are pretty egregious and, you know.
Yeah, that's the Disney CEO Bob Iger that said that. That was the only, there was only one thing to do here, and that was the right thing. And I understand your question, Amir, because it sort of brings to mind what I've seen on Twitter. Is she now going to be a martyr for, you know, oh, she said something, she's free speech, she exercised her right to free speech. But here's the thing, I saw Kumail said something hilarious on Twitter where he was like, the First Amendment doesn't guarantee everyone the right to a sitcom, or actually I think that was the guy. It was another. It wasn't Kumail. It was another comedian. But I think that that's what we have to remember. This was an awful remark that she said. She has to pay the consequences.
Look, what I'm kind of frustrated with, and like just it's super annoying. Everyone knew exactly the kind of person Roseanne was before they rebooted this show. Like she said terrible things. She did terrible things. We've covered it on this show. Like, for instance, the anti-Semitic thing where she dressed up like Hitler. That's just one example. She has said racist and abhorrent things in the past, yet they still gave her a chance.
Her Twitter feed is all just her retweeting conspiracy theories.
That have already been debunked.
And this was when the show was going fine, when it was getting that 18 million viewers. It was just awful, you know, conspiracy theories that have been debunked by numerous sources.
So why are we giving them these opportunities in the first place? Only to have something like this happen over and over again. Like, like we have to stop doing things for ratings.
Well, okay, here's what I think happened. I think ABC saw that there's this nostalgia influx that's going on right now. Netflix had some success with rebooting Full House, and there have been other shows that have been rebooted, Will and Grace, and so they're like, oh, our hit show, we could reboot Roseanne. And they thought that they were hiring Roseanne, the character, but that's not a real person. That's a fictionalized version of Roseanne, who happens to be a Trump supporter, but she's fun-loving and, you know, caring and empathetic. But the Roseanne, the person, has shown herself to be someone entirely different. Yeah. And I think that they were just sort of like, okay, we can hide this and people will just assume that this is who she actually is if we just keep it mum on Twitter. If we just like keep a low profile on Twitter, stay off the ambient. But that's not what was going to happen. And so many people, like you say, Amir, pointed this out and were saying this is a highly problematic person, and we should be cautious.
Why was she even given a show in the first place? I don't know. But I think that the important takeaway from this is that ABC was like, okay, done. Like, we're done. We're not even gonna investigate. We're not gonna talk to her. We're just gonna stop this right now.
What cracks me up is that I saw this comedian Amanda Seales doing an impression of Shannon Dungey, who is the the ABC president. She is the first African American president of a network and the first African American female of president of a network. And you know that she canceled this show so fast. And Amanda Seales was just doing this impression of her at her computer, seeing the tweet, and be like, oh no, and then just like picks up the phone.
This all went down really quickly.
It all went down really, really quickly, and I think that is, I think that's sort of a fortunate consequence of having this happen. It was nice to not see a network waffle around and debate, was it a joke? Or was it not a joke? It wasn't a joke.